Jacksonville, Florida is a city where rap music and street life are inseparable, and no artist embodied that reality more than Julio Foolio. Born Charles Andrew Jones II on June 21st, 1998, he grew up in the Moncrief and Hilltop Village area, a neighborhood long plagued by poverty and violence. His father was murdered when he was just 13 years old, a loss that pushed him deeper into the streets and into the orbit of the KTA crew, also known as Kill Them All. From an early age, Foolio's life was marked by tragedy, and those scars became the foundation of his music. The feud that would define his career began in 2017 when his cousin Zion Brown was shot and killed inside his home. That murder, tied to rivals associated with ATK, the group linked to fellow Jacksonville rapper Yungeen Ace, set off a cycle of retaliation. Just a year later, in June 2018, Yungeen Ace was ambushed while leaving a birthday dinner. Ace survived, but his brother Trayvon Bullard and two close friends, Royline Robinson and Jacoby Groover, were killed. Instead of sympathy, Foolio mocked the tragedy online, and the tension between the two sides exploded into one of the most notorious rap beefs in Florida history. The violence spilled into music in 2021 when Yungeen Ace and his crew released Who I Smoke. The track shocked the world by sampling Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles while gleefully naming Foolio's dead friends, including Bibby, Zion, and Tiki. The song went viral, turning the local feud into a national spectacle. Foolio's response was immediate and just as ruthless. He released When I See You, a remix of Fantasia's ballad where he mocked the deaths of Ace brothers and friends from the 2018 ambush. The video showed Foolio sitting by a gravestone, taunting his rivals with chilling precision. Foolio doubled down with a list of dead ops where he named more than 30 people from rival sets who had been killed, many tied to ATK. The track was specific and graphic that it became so infamous, with fans dissecting every name and reference. For Foolio, these songs weren't just music. They were weapons in a war that had already claimed his family and closest friends. His friend Bibby was killed in 2019 outside of Jacksonville apartment complex, and another associate, Tiki, was murdered in 2020. Each loss fueled his anger, and each name became a lyric in his songs. But Foolio himself was never far from danger. In July 2023, he was shot in Houston, but claimed he fired back in self-defense. Later that year, in October, he was shot in the foot while driving in Jacksonville. He admitted on Instagram in April 2024 that there had been multiple attempts on his life, but he refused to leave the streets behind. He insisted that his music had to reflect the reality he lived, no matter how dangerous it was. That danger finally caught up to him on June 23, 2024, just 2 days after celebrating his 26th birthday. Foolio was staying at a Home 2 Suites hotel in Tampa when a group of armed men ambushed him in the parking lot. Witnesses reported more than 30 shots were fired, with rifles and pistols used in the attack. Foolio was killed instantly, while there were others who were wounded. His death marked the bloody conclusion of a career defined by survival against impossible odds. In the aftermath, Yungeen Ace released a diss track titled Do It, just hours after Foolio's death, continuing the cycle of disrespect. But later, Ace admitted they had recently spoken and were on better terms before Foolio was killed. He told fans that the situation was sad and urged others to leave the streets behind. It was a rare moment of reflection in a feud that had already claimed too many lives. Julio Foolio's story is one of pain, retaliation, and tragedy. From losing his father as a boy to losing friends and family in the streets, his life was shaped by violence long before his first hit. His feud with Yungeen Ace turned Jacksonville into a battlefield with diss tracks that mocked the dead and fueled a cycle of revenge. In the end, Foolio's music was both his weapon and his warning, a raw reflection of the streets that had raised him and the same streets that took him away. Though his life ended at just 26, his name will forever echo in the story of Florida rap.